So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do like to keep these. Let me see what happened here. Change my view real quick.
Looks like Hung just signed off.
Oh, that's so good,
right
everybody. Okay. All right, Josh, can you put it so I can see everyone real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't. Okay. You want to be hung, Pete? Pete, we're getting you next. Where is he? Is he back yet? Oh, this is so funny. He hit the button. We said recording. He said he hit leave meeting. This is how bad Hung didn't want to do this call. By the way, everyone, I got him to agree to this because he was drinking, and I got him to say yes while he was drinking, and then it was over. He had to do it. And there were witnesses. His wife was there. He could not get out of it. Is he coming back yet, Josh?
Yeah.
He might have disappeared. All right, everybody, just 2 seconds, please. 2 or 3 seconds. If not, Josh might want to text him.
I'm gonna say the joke's on you now.
Yeah, exactly. Sneak. All right.
Here he is, coming back on.
All right, you want to spotlight again real quick?
Yeah.
Just so we both end up top. Okay, thank you. Here he is. Can you spotlight him?
Yeah.
He already is. Is he spotlighted? Oh, there we go. All right. There we go. Really, Hung?
Welcome back, Hung.
Thanks. I was trying to be gone forever, but you know.
And Hung, stop sharing your screen, please.
Oh,
It might be me. How do I get rid of it?
Let's see. Hold on.
This is
Oh, no,
classic.
it's actually that's Joel. It's
Yeah.
Joel.
How do I make it go away?
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Took
go.
it off.
There we go.
Okay.
There
go ahead
we
and
go.
get
All right, he's still down the bottom. Who cares? All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. This is the Big Joel Community Call. It is November 8th at 2 p.m. On the East Coast and 11 a.m. on the West Coast. I do see a bunch of West Coast people on here. So welcome, everybody. Just a little bit of very quick housekeeping. We did have a new Crush Group kickoff last Friday. There are still 2 seats available in that. You can start those within the first 2 weeks, no problem. If there's anybody interested, I see Julia's on here somewhere. She's in that group, Julia Bell, and George. That group just started. If anyone's interested, or if you know anyone interested, please let me know. This week we have Hung Lee with Movement Mortgage coming in hot out of New Orleans, Louisiana. As you know, they just had a big old hurricane down there. So he had a little baby interruption in business, as in, Hung, you can't close this loan. There's a hole in the roof. You're going to have to wait a month or 2 to get that fixed. But I think that affected his numbers a little bit, but his numbers are still off the charts. Those of you that have been listening to me for a long time or have been through any of my Crush groups or any of my training or work with me one-on-one, Hung is an incredible example of all of the disciplines all together over time. Hung and I first engaged in December of 2014. So he is a great example of, relationships are a marathon, not a sprint. And I want to talk to him today a little bit about what he's doing to get ready for 2022, the things he's done to keep his purchase business up. When I talk to a lot of the loan officers I work with one-on-one, and we look at volume and numbers, every single one of them, no matter what their numbers are year to date versus 2020, their purchase units are up year to date in 2021 over 2020, which is to be expected. So very quickly, before I get to Hung, I just want to let everyone know about what's to happen. Wow, Jerry Trifonis with his kid is on the phone right now. I like that. What's happening right now in the market is there are a lot of companies that are laying off ops people, okay? And they're laying off ops people because they're getting ready for the refis to basically go away, which leaves us in a purchase market, okay? So if you're doing the correct activities, your business is going to soar for 2 reasons. Number 1, because you've been concentrating on your relationships with agents. And number 2, there are a lot of loan officers out there that actually do not know what they're doing and have survived doing refis. And what's happening now is their support is being taken away because they're not doing enough business and they are blowing loans sky high. So those of you that are doing your job correctly are probably getting more calls than you've had in a while for either save deals or can you please help me? This thing blew up. And it blew up because the loan officer really doesn't know what they're doing. And the only reason they've been managed to stay around is throwing refis in, and now their LOAs are gone, and they have to actually know what they're doing, and they're blowing deals up all over the place, which again creates an opportunity for you, those of you that are doing your job correctly, to build and develop even more relationships with referral sources and take more market share. Okay, that's what people like Hung Lee are doing, and there's a whole bunch of people on this call, and Andrew Harkins and Jen and Pete, and there's a whole bunch of people. I'm sure I left someone out. Don't be offended. That are all doing that right now, but you're going to be in line behind them to get to these agents if you don't pull it together and start doing the right activities. So I think we had in the promo, Hung, you're at what, about 484 loans year to date? Is that right? 494, 484, something like that?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. By the way, Hung's been drinking all morning. He hates being on camera or even being talked to. But if you put him in front of an agent, it's like you turned him on from behind, like you wound him up and he goes. But he hates this. So, Hung, thank you for coming on. So, and that's with losing a month for Ida, just so you all know, for the hurricane, losing a month. He was tracking a lot more. Hung, I know your purchase units are up. Tell me some of the activities that you're doing day in and day out to keep that type of volume. And also, Hung, we got a lot of questions about work-life balance. And I want to go to that next because everybody knows just how busy you are. So what things are you doing? Number one, are you seeing these opportunities to pick up market share? Like I was just talking about, where you're getting a lot of save deals or a lot of agents freaking out. Are you seeing that? What are you doing to capitalize on that? Just take the floor for a minute.
Yeah, so right now we're seeing a larger influx of rescue deals, right, from agents that I haven't worked with before, and just the reputation in the market that we built over the past few years. Our phones are starting to ring a lot more.
And when you get that call, Hung, what are you doing to capitalize on that besides closing the loan? What are you doing about that body, about that agent?
We're setting up lunch meetings, breakfast, dinner, lunch or happy hour or whatever it is, and just learning about them and their families and what they do.
So you're going into immediate B2B takedown mode.
Correct.
Okay. And so, you know, everyone, if Hung or anyone like Hung is setting a B2B up with an agent that you've been working with because you ball dropped and screwed a loan up, not that anyone on here would do that, you're in big trouble because that relationship is probably going to go bye-bye, okay? Because you don't want him or many of people on this call alone with your agent partners, especially when you've screwed a loan up. Hung, how many B2Bs are you trying to do a week right now?
Between 3 and 5.
Okay, so 3 and 5, and at the max, you've done what, 10 a week?
I've done 15 in 1 week before.
Okay, now everyone, B2Bs, here your opportunities for B2Bs. If you're just doing it Monday through Friday, you have 15 opportunities. If you add drinks, you actually have 18. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks. Okay, so when people say, how is Hung doing 10 B2Bs? You know, he's double lunching, basically. That's all sales activity. And people ask me all the time, how is Hung doing all those loans? And I always say, because he forgot about loans and all he's doing is working on relationships. Hung, talk a little bit about that, about developing those relationships to the next level and sort of what happens when you do that with your agent partners.
It just takes time. You know, over the years, I've got people that I work with for 7 to 8 years now, and they know my family. We hang out with each other, you know, we take vacations together, and you know, we treat it as one. It's not business and personal, right? It's all one, and it just takes time.
So everyone, by the way, taking vacations together, that's not Hung taking them on vacation or paying for their vacation, just so we're clear. That's them literally vacationing together as friends. As you all know, your job is to find people who know people who need mortgage loans, become best friends with those people, and get them to refer the people to you. Hung has taken that to a different level, a more epic level. Those of you that have heard me talking about what I call the Ninja B2B, which is the dinner out with your spouse and your agent partner and their spouse. Hung has taken that to an even higher level where the whole families are all together. And we all know that the two greatest sales techniques are guilt and sympathy. You cannot have either one of them without a relationship, a sincere relationship. And that's really what it's all about. Hung, tell me what you're seeing in the market right now, what you're thinking about for 2022. Are you seeing any trends yet? I know you just came out of hurricane, but the market's normalizing a little bit. What type of trends are you seeing? I mean, are you getting refi calls right now? How many are you getting? Are they cash out refis? What are you even getting there?
Yeah, we're not getting too many refi calls now. Maybe I would say 10% of our loans are refis at the moment, which is not a huge number. The market's starting to come back here. Houses are starting to be repaired and back on the market.
What would you tell Hung, what would you tell someone that's been closing, call it 8 to 10 loans a month? They used to close 3 or 4. They've had a great run over the past couple of years. Maybe they bought a second home. Maybe they bought a cool car. They bought some toys. What would you tell them coming into 2022 and forward? What are some things they need to be doing right now to keep that run rolling? Because that run is not going to, it's not going to roll, without those refis, and those refis statistically will be gone.
Yeah. First, hopefully everybody saved. That's the toughest part, right, from the last cycle. And then just work on everybody that you work with throughout the year and just deepen those relationships and stay in touch with people. That's the hardest part of being consistent, staying in touch and just working on that.
Tell me what you do besides the B2Bs, and it's okay. It doesn't even have to be that organized. How do you make sure you're staying in touch? What are some little things that you do every day, whether it's via text or a phone call or whatever, to make sure that you're staying in touch when you're as busy as you are, because you're extremely busy? How do you continue that? How do you stay on that roll all the time?
I check in via text or a call every now and then. Just check and see how they're doing, weekends, see how they went and things of that nature.
And so everyone, he said, see how you're doing. It's very important. That statement is a lot larger than you think it is. He didn't say, do you have someone I can pre-qual? Do you have a loan for me? He said, how are you? Everyone should listen to that and listen to that very take that in, really take that in and own that. That is a big difference. Most loan officers are pre-programmed to ask for business. Anytime they're near an agent, they're in attack mode. Okay. And I know I'm translating for Hung a little bit. He's laughing. Hung, again, does not like talking a lot unless he's in front of an agent that you can't shut him up. But I'm just taking, because I know what he's saying and I want to make sure you heard him loud and clear. He asked how they're doing. Not did they sell a house over the weekend? How was your weekend? Okay. Forget about the loans and you'll get all the loans. Hung, remember when we first started, how I had you change your Instagram handle and you were like, who is this guy? And why is he making me do that? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So Hung had that classic Instagram handle. What is it, Hung? Some like, Hung does loans in New Orleans or so. What was it? What was your first,
I'm trying to think. I don't remember, but it's not
it was some like in your face, give me a loan Instagram handle. Okay. And I immediately was like, we're changing that. And he's like, dude, what do you mean we're changing that? I'm like, we're changing that because I want you to connect with people, not, hey, give me a loan. Because as soon as you connect, you'll get the loans. You don't have to worry about that, but you got to connect. And we changed it and look what happened. It's incredible. Meaning how many followers you are. Also, those of you that are connected with Hung on social media know that he's the grand master of showing off cute children, which is really his secret weapon. Because Hung, you have like 12 kids now. Is it 16? How many do you have?
Feels like it.
but he is the grand master. And Hung, tell everyone, I got like 5 different people ask about work-life balance. And Hung went, oh no, my wife's going to be on here. Uh-oh. But but tell people some of the little things you do that just mean a lot. By the way, Hung has 5 kids and 4 of them are tiny. And what, Hung, tell some people some of the little things you do to really stay plugged in and connected, because you do get a lot of phone calls and you are working all the time.
It's a difficult balance, right? But my wife definitely has agreed it's getting better. Last year was a tough year, right? Because we just got so busy that, the balance was hard. I try to cut off earlier now, around 5-ish, and get back on after the kids go to bed. So I'm just trying my best to be there a lot more.
Yeah, but Hung, you're also doing these little things that people don't think about that mean a lot, where you're taking, where you take 2 of them, 1 of them, 3 of them, for beignets in the morning, you drop them at school. I mean, these little things that we tend to get too busy. We think we're too busy to do it, but it means so much, even if you're with your kid for 5 minutes in the car, connecting or having a little breakfast and dropping them off when you're that busy. Are there any other little things that you might do during the day? COVID's been so interesting because I think everybody figured out, by the way, those of you that don't know, Hung is sitting in a little building. I don't know what you call it in New Orleans, but it's in between the back of his house and this little grassy area. I don't know what they call this. It's a carriage house, whatever it is, behind his house. That's where his office is now. And I think we're all in positions now where we can be a little bit more connected. Sometimes you have to literally lock your door and hide. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I am in my basement with the door closed on purpose so no little people can find me. But sometimes you have to go hide like that. Do you do anything during the day, just like little check-ins, even if it's only for a couple of minutes? Family-wise, in the middle of all those phone calls?
Yeah, I definitely get to go and visit and have lunch sometimes with my wife and change that diaper every now and then,
Michael Ullman wanted to know, Mike, he shared this direct to me, not with the group, but he knows I would tell on him. He wants to know if every time you have a kid, you add 20 units a month. He was just asking.
20? Maybe 15.
Well, okay, 15. The answer is 15, Mike. So every time he has a baby, he adds 15 units a month. There you go. So Hung, I mean, do you make a point of it? I mean, do you think about it? Is it important to you? I mean, when you're, I know you said to me before, hey, Joel, can we move a call time so I can do this? Can we move a call time so I can do that? Is it something you're deliberate about with the kids and with Hung?
Yeah, I guess these little things I really never pay attention, like just taking them to beignets every Friday or able to take them to school every morning. I really never think how impactful it is to them, but until somebody mentions it.
Yeah, my kids grew up Hung sitting in the back seat with me with an HP 12C on my steering wheel like this, and hearing this shh, 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 on the phone, pre-calling somebody on a Saturday afternoon or whatever, talking to an agent saying, you can do this, you can do that. Okay, send me this, send me that, and getting off the phone. They grew up, hearing that the same way your kids are growing up listening to you, doing that, because we all do it. And I think we take for granted even the 10 minutes where you just put your phone in your pocket and you just don't look at it. It means the 10 minutes are like 10 hours to a 5-year-old, because they're busy with their own thoughts anyway. And just the fact that you're engaged like that, whether you're eating beignets or dropping them at school, means, so much. Is there anything else that you try to be very, very consistent about? Whether it's, family dinners or even the lunches with Hong or anything like that. I got so many people asking me about that with you because they know you do a lot of units. I just figure I want to cover it because so many people asked. Hi, Samantha, because so many people asked.
So we definitely do have dinner every night as a family. Guess never really paid attention how much we did it, and we do have dinner together every night. Yeah.
Interesting. And is that phone, and by the way, Hong's on here, so you can't lie. Is that phone go in your pocket? You put it in the charger? What do you do when you're eating dinner? Because I know you're very quick on the gun with your partners. I mean, I know you don't, you're not a guy that turns his phone off. So what do you normally do?
It's on the charger, but I'll still pick up if somebody calls.
Okay. Okay. And remember, if you want to have the type of lifestyle where you can do those type of things, you have to earn that. If you want to be a doctor, you have to do a residency in the hospital, get paid nothing, and work 80 hours a week during that time. So a lot of these things that Hung is doing now, he's earned. He's earned to be able to do it. I would be willing to bet that the majority of his agent partners, especially his platoon partners, those of you that are engaged with me know what that means, his company partners, they're not going to call him when they know he's sitting having beignets for 15 minutes with his kids. They literally know where he is and won't call. Or if they do, they'll say, call me after. And that's what you want to aspire to, because those people are genuinely his friends. They know. Okay, they need him, but they can wait 15 minutes because they know he'll call back right after. Hung, would you say that's a true statement?
True statement.
Yeah, and the people that call are people you don't know as well, right? That are zinging in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
People pay attention because even if I miss a beignet Friday, they'll make sure I'm still living. They'll check in and text me.
and those of you that play this social media game, anyone that was on, I think it was last week with Alec Hansen, which was a great, go watch that one. It's on YouTube or whatever. When he was talking about all these people, oh, I'm not on Facebook. I don't have LinkedIn. I don't have this. His response right away was like, okay, so like you're not alive because everyone else is. So what are you really trying to say? Like you're just not at the party? You're just never going to the party? You're too cool for the party? Because everyone else is at the party. So it's not that hard to be connected. In fact, it's very easy. It might be a little easier for Hung. He's better at it. He does it quicker. But as long as everything is on your phone, this is not that hard. And by the way, you don't need a service to do this stuff. Hung, give people some recommendations. I'm looking at the times. You're very good at this. Social media perspective. What type of things do you share? What type of things do you not share? Do you start with Instagram and then hit the Facebook button? Tell everyone what you do. So I know you do that yourself and you're very good at it.
Yeah, so if it's food, then it goes Instagram to Facebook.
Okay.
My regular personal life is just straight Facebook.
Okay. You started on Facebook, right? Okay. And those of you that have figured this out and have been through a crush group, know that you should be posting nothing anywhere except for personal stuff. The work stuff nobody cares about. I'll test everyone on here right now. Go ahead and post one of those stupid posts about, oh, congratulations for being at the President's Club, blah, 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 blah. See how many people like that. Just check it out. It'll be every loan officer in your company, your mom, and your spouse. Watch. Then put a picture of a cat drinking milk, and there'll be 9,000 likes, okay? Because people don't care about that crap. Agents certainly don't care. You're not getting a loan because someone posted you made the President's Club, okay? It doesn't work like that. It just does not work like that. And guess what, everybody on Facebook? Real easy to unfollow without you knowing. It looks like you're friends, but they unfollowed you. They just hit the unfollow button because they don't want to see that stuff anymore. Okay, so you want to see how to do this, follow Hung or go connect with Hung. He's Fafudi on Instagram, and his name, you can find him on Facebook. That's the kind of stuff you should be posting, what he is posting. Now, you don't have to go out and rent like a whole gaggle of kids to do it, but you also don't even have to put your kids on there, but share your life with people. They want to know, and your job is to be friends with them anyway. So why would you not share your life? Hung, what about, do you have any rules on how often you put stuff on, or is it just you're feeling it, you put it on? How about what you make a story and what you make a post? I'm sure people would be interested in that.
I really don't have a game plan. I just roll as we go.
Okay.
So
phone in hand, and if you think it's cool, you just put it up.
that's correct.
And what do you get the most interaction on? Not just likes, actual interaction where people type.
I don't know. Food. People are always asking where you get that stuff from, but within the last year we've been cooking a lot more.
Okay.
Kids, family,
right? Celebration stuff that makes people smile.
Yeah.
Okay, think about that. If your post doesn't make people smile, if I were you, I probably wouldn't post it. Okay, you should be smiling when you're looking at it. Did you see what Samantha Daly put on in the thing? I need a gelato po' boy. So everyone, does anybody have any questions for Hung? You can see he's extremely talkative. I just can't shut the guy up. Does anyone have any questions that'll make him talk? For him, I know a whole bunch of people asked about work-life balance. His wife is literally on here, literally taking notes on his answers. He'll pay for this later if he lied about anything. Does anybody have any questions for Hung? Hung has mastered the relationship with his referral partners in a large way. By the way, anyone can do it. It doesn't matter what your personality is. You're looking for a set of new best friends. You like them and they like you. And there's a lot of people out there you probably shouldn't even be working with because you don't even like them and it's no fun. When your phone rings, it should be a fun thing. And I would say, Hung, is this a true statement? As you've been having more and more fun, your volume has been going through the roof. Would that be true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah. And it's an interesting concept. You think, oh man, he's doing all these loans. It's got to be horrible. You know, he's got to be hating life, chasing people around. Okay, Pete Griffin, good question. Hung, he just did something this week. What types of things do you do for your team? Because Pete's building his team up a little bit right now. And he's thinking, you know, he took them away for a little business retreat. What types of things do you do with your team?
We actually just had a party this last Friday. I had somebody come and do hibachi for the team. So we had everybody over the house, their families, their, you know, the kids, spouses, and we just all hung out for a few hours and it was a blast.
So I think, Pete, you already know this because you did it, but this is for everyone. He said families. So it's not just the people in the salt mines every day banging away. It's the whole crew, the husband, the wife, the kids. Even Patty Batard made the cut, I'm pretty sure. The husbands, the wives, the kids. Patty's the market leader down there in New Orleans. Well, not just New Orleans, Southern Louisiana. But, you know, that's a very key point, the whole family, but that's how Hung rolls anyway. If he can engage with your whole family and engage his family, that's really the secret sauce to having a lot of fun. Soon we'll have Hung Lee Hibachi. He'll be practicing. That was Hung's one of Hung's assistants who just put that in the chat. Did anyone put anything in the chat that I didn't read? Let me see if there's any other questions here. Michael Ullman, rescue loan agent is B2B after. Okay, good question, Pete. Hung from Sean Gaudreau, how much did Hung close the year before he began working with Joel? That's a harder one, Sean, because we've been working together a long time. But Hung, you can try to answer that if you want, and then I'll give you the next question.
Probably 12 billion, maybe.
So 12 million a year when we started together. And his average loan amount is what now, Hung? It was lower. What is it now? Patty, what is it now? 280, 300 maybe? Or yeah, about that. But it was like probably 220, right? Back then?
It was under 200 at one point.
Yeah, under 200. So about 60 loans is the answer because if you take average loan amount. Rescue loan agent is B2B after closing or on introduction? Hung, I'll be curious to see your answer here. I know my answer. When you have the rescue loan agent that you meet on the blown up deal referred probably by one of your good partners, how long do you wait or do you wait at all for a B2B? I
usually wait until we get further along here to close.
There you go. Okay, and that would be my answer. I'm glad you said that. Remember, new agents that you don't really know, they really don't care about you until the loan closes, until you perform, and then you can go to the next step and really connect. So to try to go in for some type of meeting in between when you don't really know them is usually a waste of time. And they're usually not going to make themselves available anyway. They want to make sure you can perform first. Does anyone else have any other questions? I'm just checking the board here. Chat, I'm not so good at this. Hibachi, Gelato Po' Boy, Josh Brown. There's information about the Mortgage Crush in there. I got an LOL from Hong Lee, but I don't know what I said to get that. Hung, what are you thinking right now for next year? Are you thinking your purchase units go up another 10, 15, 20%? What does it look like right now as far as meeting new agents or deepening existing relationships?
I think we've been on a steady increase, the same amount every year, right? About 10%. So
yeah. Hung called me a couple of years ago, and he said it was the funniest conversation ever. He goes, "Damn, this is Hung." He gives you like one word, "Damn," and I was like, "What?" He goes, "Dude." Then he gave me 2 words. I was like, "What?" And he goes, "You were right." I was like, "About what?" he goes, "I wrote down what you said when we first met, and literally my business has grown that way exactly." And by the way, I didn't sit down with him and go, "I'm going to triple your business." Not at all. I said, it's going to go. Just going to keep going up as he builds and deepens relationships. But the key, everybody, what you want, and Hung is the master of this, is when you close 50 loans, you don't want to close 50 loans from 50 people. You want to close 50 loans with, 18 referral partners. That's the lifestyle that you want. That is where it's at, because that's a lot less relationships to manage. So Hung, you think you're going to continue up on your purchase units about 10%. And you are already seeing, even with the people you've done loans for, you're seeing refinance requests go down right now pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you getting cash out inquiries from people that closed 18 months ago that have a lot of equity? Are you getting that?
No, we haven't seen that because our equity standpoint is not, it hasn't increased as much as the rest of the United States.
Okay, other areas. Yeah, I'm hearing in other areas that these guys are doing a lot of cash out refis right now, which is a little scary. But they're doing a lot of cash out refis. Hung, do the agents there take hurricane out? Do they feel like the roll is going to keep going regarding values? Or are they scared a little?
Yeah, I think it's calmed down a little bit compared to 90 days ago, where you're having 20 offers on every property. Now you're probably down to 2 or 3, which is more manageable.
So that's a much more manageable market, and getting easier for the agents and easier for the loan officers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does anybody else have any questions? There are a lot of people with their cameras on today, which I love that, and hopefully I said hi to everyone. That's always my rule. Oh, hi, Ashley. I don't think I said hi to you. You have your camera on. Hi, Michelle. Does anyone have any questions? You just want to unmute and ask a question, or if not, you could put it in the chat before we let Hung go. What I want to tell you all is you all are looking at the epitome of ground and pound, meaning this guy has grit, and he doesn't stop, and he doesn't give up, and he's not lazy. And these are the core things that you got to have. Everything else is easy. That's the hard part. And it's literally all about that. And he's got 5 kids, and I'm pretty sure his wife still likes him. We'll see if Hung puts some, I see her on here. I'm pretty sure she still likes him. That's a joke. And Jody has, one of the people on his team said he's amazing to work with. I hear that all the time, Jody. We know that. Thank you for that compliment. I'm sure it gives Patty a big smile. Everyone, thank you, Hung. Thank you for participating. We'll be back next Monday at the same time. Hopefully everyone got some great nuggets. You listen to calls like this and you think, well, was there a ton of takeaways? Was there a ton of things? I think if you watch this tape again, there's a lot of stuff that you can just own and just change the way you're thinking about things. The biggest thing I hope you heard was calling and texting and engaging with his agent partners and asking, how are you, or what did you do over the weekend? Not, do you have a loan for me? Is there someone you can pre-qual? That alone right there is gold if you did not catch that. So everybody, thank you so much for being on. Great to see you, Samantha Daly. See you tomorrow. I'm on my way to Denver tomorrow. And everyone else, see you all next Monday. Bye-bye.